Lately, Tamar Braxton has been sharing how she's starting to feel love again and is open to dating once more. Over the past few weeks, she's been talking about giving romance another shot and possibly finding a meaningful connection after being single for a while. Fans have definitely noticed this change.
Season of really truly loving myself.
Yes.
And I just feel like if I pour into myself, then I got my manifestation ring on, honey.
What's your manifestation ring?
That my partner and that person that God has for me is going to come to me.
Oh my gosh.
Some people are saying that someone in her family made a harsh comment, saying something like, "With all your drama, the way you act, and that strong personality, there's no way you'll ever be able to keep a man." It's being said that the person who made this remark might be her sister, Trina. Now, this is surprising because most of us believed that Trina and Tamar had a good relationship. But recently, things have apparently changed. According to some reports, the two sisters have been clashing a lot lately. People are even saying their arguments have become more serious. But would Trina really go that far and say Tamar can't keep a man? It's hard to say for sure. We do know that they've had disagreements in the past. One known incident happened when Trina's fiancé Vaughn proposed to her during Tamar's birthday, which Tamar said really upset her.
What the is going on? Like, it's just so not fair. Trina's boyfriend, in the midst of my dinner, had to propose to her. What kind of sense does that make? Congratulations, that's amazing. I'm great. Oh, wonderful.
It was later revealed that Tamar's real birthday had actually happened a few days before the engagement. The family just chose to celebrate it during their trip, and even then, the birthday party was held before the night Vaughn proposed. So, technically, the engagement didn't take place during her actual birthday, but Tamar still felt it overshadowed her special moment. Over the years, Tamar and Trina have had multiple arguments. One of those moments was when Trina posted a photo of herself with Tawanda and Tony, and she added a caption calling them the Get Along Gang, which many people thought was a subtle dig at Tamar. More recently, their problems grew deeper when Tamar invited her niece Ashley onto a show where Ashley opened up about disturbing experiences involving Trina's ex-husband Gabe. Ashley said that their stepmother and father, Michael Braxton Jr., had seen inappropriate texts exchanged between her and her aunt's boyfriend. At first, her aunt was upset and comforting, but later, Ashley noticed a shift in how she was treated. She began to feel blamed for the situation, as if she was being accused of encouraging the behavior or starting it. Through therapy, Ashley began to process the trauma and understand that she should never have been placed in that kind of situation. She made it clear that she was not at fault and that the adult in the situation, the man, was the one responsible. She also mentioned that this man had a public voice but chose not to use it to take accountability. In fact, the family kept treating him normally afterward, as if nothing had happened. Eventually, fans connected the dots and realized Ashley was talking about Gabe and Trina. There had been stories about Gabe having unusual fantasies, and even though he cheated on Trina repeatedly, she chose to stay with him for a long time. One person even commented on Ashley's TikTok, saying they were sure the story involved Gabe and Trina, and Ashley liked the comment, further confirming suspicions. Another person shared a disturbing experience, saying Gabe had tried to arrange a meeting with their then 17-year-old transgender cousin through the internet. He allegedly planned to fly the teenager out to Atlanta and put them in a hotel near the airport. When this person tried to warn Trina, they were blocked on social media. Trina was heavily criticized for ignoring Gabe's behavior. Many people felt she looked the other way, even though there were serious red flags. They accused her of staying in the relationship despite knowing what Gabe was doing. Meanwhile, Tamar supported Ashley by bringing her on the show and saying she loved her. Tamar made it clear that Ashley could always rely on her for support, standing firmly by her side during everything.
I'm going to be also filming the Braxtons, and it's very interesting because my niece is coming on the show, and not to be messy, but I just thought it was important for her to understand that somebody is here for you. Yeah, because I was surprised by that whole, outburst. I guess she got it all, honest. However, I just thought it was important for her to know that somebody is.
It seems like Trina was very upset when Tamar brought Ashley onto the show to talk about everything that happened in the past. Reports say the show's producers asked Trina to film a scene with Ashley to clear the air or respond to the claims. But Trina wasn't having it. She was so against the idea that she reportedly told them she would stop filming entirely. She also said that it wasn't her story to speak on, and she didn't want to be involved in something that personal on camera. Because of this, it seems her relationship with Tamar has become even more tense. Some sources even claim that Trina told Tamar she would never be able to find a real partner, which is a painful thing to say, especially considering Tamar's difficult history with love. Tamar has had several ups and downs in her love life. Her first public relationship was with Daryl Delight Alamy. They met in 2000 while she was working on her solo music. The two quickly became a couple and got married in 2001. Their marriage lasted 2 years before ending in 2003. Not long after, she began seeing Vince Herbert. Their relationship blossomed and led to marriage in 2008. They had a son named Logan. In 2013, and even starred in their own reality show, Tamar and Vince, which aired for 5 seasons. But behind the scenes, things weren't always happy. In 2017, Tamar filed for divorce, and later, her mother, Evelyn, said Vince wasn't the person people thought he was. After Vince, Tamar dated David Adefiso, a Nigerian businessman. Things looked fine at first, but that relationship also ended in 2020. Tamar later admitted she was going through a lot emotionally and mentally during that time, saying she wasn't happy at work or in her personal life.
How amazing I was doing. And I allowed the makeup and the hair to cover up everything that I was feeling, because that's just what you're used to do when, you're a working mother, or you just have to get things done. You cover up, right? Our household became very hard. And it was hard because I wasn't happy at my job. And I hadn't been happy for years.
Things ended badly between Tamar and David Adefiso. Their relationship became so toxic that David ended up going to court and requesting a restraining order against her. He accused Tamar of being physically abusive, which made the situation even more serious and brought a lot of public attention. Tamar completely rejected the claims made by David and said that he was actually the one who had been unfaithful during their time together. Not long after that relationship ended, Tamar moved on and started seeing Jeremy Robinson. Unfortunately, that relationship also came with its own share of drama. A few months ago, Tamar publicly accused Jeremy of cheating. She explained that she was shocked when her credit card was billed by the Four Seasons Hotel in New Orleans, especially since she hadn't been staying there. When she reached out to Jeremy about it, she said he responded with attitude instead of answers. She also claimed the hotel confirmed that the room was booked under Jeremy Robinson and listed another woman as his guest. This discovery left Tamar feeling betrayed and led her to believe he was being dishonest behind her back, just like some of her previous partners.
Never bring myself to a Tamar, somebody I've spent so long with. I never will. It's just not something I will do. I'll speak the truth. Here's the truth. I've been a victim of domestic. I was attacked.
The hotel confirmed that the room was booked under Jeremy Robinson's name, along with a woman named Miss J. Tamar said she didn't know what people expected her to do with that kind of information. When she asked Jeremy about the situation, instead of giving a clear answer, he became rude and told her to go take her medication. Tamar explained that when she shared the situation online, she wasn't trying to be mean or create drama. She just felt hurt and wanted to be honest about what had happened and how she was treated.
Was used at the hotel for Mr. Jeremy Robinson and his guest, Miss J. Now, I don't know what y'all want me to do with that. Because when I had asked him about it, you get nasty with me and tell me, go take your meds. So when I posted it, I didn't post it to be nasty.
Tamar later posted a screenshot of a woman's Instagram profile, hinting that this was the person Jeremy had been seeing. She added a caption saying he was playing with her emotions for a 25-year-old, shaking her head in disbelief. She said, he took her jewelry, went on a vacation with her to Turks and Caicos, and was involved with someone else the entire time. Tamar ended her post with, "I hate you," directed at Jeremy Robinson. Soon after her post, the woman identified as Miss J, also known as Jalen H, responded under a blog's post saying there was no truth to Tamar's claims. She said everything Tamar said was false and could cause real harm. She denied everything and laughed off the drama when fans mentioned it in her comments. Jeremy also decided to speak up. He said he had been single for 6 months and that his romantic relationship with Tamar had ended. He explained they were just trying to figure out how to remain friends. He said the constant public attacks were exhausting and blamed them on Tamar's mental struggles. Jeremy also mentioned he had always tried to look out for her, even when she publicly embarrassed him. He confirmed that yes, he did invite her to Turks and Caicos for his birthday, but it wasn't to get back together. He did it because he still considered her part of his circle. He made it clear they were no longer a couple, so if he was seeing someone else, it was nobody's business. All in all, Tamar has faced a lot in her love life, but for Trina, her own sister, to allegedly say she won't ever find love, especially knowing how hard she's been trying, just seems way out of line.
I've been celibate for a year. I haven't been dating for a year at all. Nothing.
Really?
I haven't been out, nothing.
Okay.
Yeah, but now I'm ready to go outside.
I understand that this family has had problems in the past, but now people are talking and saying that if Trina truly made that comment, then she might be more sneaky and cold-hearted than they expected. Honestly, I'm not sure if those words really came from her, but do you believe Trina could say something that harsh to Tamar? And what about Tamar? Do you think her strong personality makes it more difficult for her to find lasting love? Share what you think about all this. I'd love to hear your opinions in the comments down below.